Welcome. It's Jen with the Bold Thing, and we are here for episode 2 of Living a Bold Life. And this is an interview series, and the interviews are anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes, so it's easily digestible, and so it can fit into your full and amazing life. And I am so excited to be bringing our guest for the week in just a moment. We are going to be welcoming in Natalie. I just have to press the little smiley face. Okay. Oops, wrong one. I'm still learning how to go live with people. All right. And as soon as Natalie says yes, she will be in here with us. Hey, Natalie.
Hi, Jen.
How are you today, sister?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, we've got someone saying hello. Hello, welcome. Thank you all for being with us. If you are here with us live, thank you for being here, for holding the space. And if you are with us in the playback, it's so good to be with you here. I'm just going to give you an introduction, Natalie, before we get started. So, well, first of all, Natalie to me is just amazing. Natalie has been one of my clients now for, gosh, Natalie, is it like what, 5 years or something? 4? And I knew immediately that I was going to invite Natalie to be a guest on the series because I have literally watched this woman reinvent herself, her life, and not because there was anything wrong, because she just knew that from her authentic self, it could be even more amazing. And so Natalie is a personal coach and consultant. She merges her experience in the healthcare and sociological fields along with her expertise in an ICF certified coach training program to help clients create the lifestyle they desire. She recently relocated from city to farm and is looking forward to exploring different roles in healthcare, supporting Black farming initiatives, and joining the volunteer first response squad in her new town. And Natalie's business is Creole Coach, and that's actually what she is under here on Instagram. And her website is creolecoach.com. And then I'm going to have all of this typed up in the playback stuff. So if anyone is not sure of any of that, just hop there or go and follow Natalie as soon as we're done on Instagram. Are you ready to get started and share and inspire these humans?
Yes, Jen.
I'm just turning the ceiling fan on. I'm like, we're in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it's like humid today and then cool today and then humid and cool. So
Ooh, yeah, it's raining a lot where I am right now.
we're getting rain too, and all day long I've been thinking, can we please send this rain out west? Can we send this rain out west? All right, everyone. So Natalie, the first question I have for you, and I know this is a challenging one, and if you're anything like me, you might answer it differently based on the day it is or the mood you're in. But I think for any of us who are really leveling up lives and businesses, it typically takes some bold moves. And I'm curious for you, is there one move more than another, or any move that you feel is your boldest move?
Okay. So I feel like one of the boldest moves I've made so far has been to kind of change directions from a career path that I was so close to completing, so close to finishing, but then decided that I wanted like a lifestyle change for myself. So I decided to go into business, into coaching, join a coach training program, get myself a mentor coach, and start coaching individuals in my community. And I believe that just this decision has kind of led me to the life that I live right now. It's led me to move from a major metropolitan area to a farm from my major metropolitan area that I lived in like my whole life. So now I'm living on a farm in the country, and I'm really happy with my lifestyle now. It's really fulfilling. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and if anyone on here watching, and there will be watchers for sure on the playback that don't know you, Natalie went from Chicago to a small farm. And to anyone who's been to Chicago, it's a city. Yeah, and what I'm really present to in what you just shared is it sounds like you had to let go of the predetermined path that you had in your mind, that you had actually been in the process of fulfilling, and just up and say, this isn't working, I'm going over here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think I had had an inkling for a while that I kind of wanted to change direction, but I had just kind of come to a point where I was like, okay, this is the lifestyle I want and this is the lifestyle I'm going toward. So I'm just going to kind of pivot and make a new decision and become kind of like the creator of how my life were to go moving forward. So, yeah, that's how that went.
And first of all, because I know what it's like to make those bold moves, and sometimes we can make them look easy, but I know that easy is all oftentimes the highlight reel. So I really want to acknowledge you for your courage.
Thank you.
I know what that takes. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's powerful, sister. So another thing that I'm really wanting to highlight in the series is, some of us maybe, just are like, I'm going to do the bold thing and do it. And some of us, it might go very differently. And so I'm curious for you, when push came to shove, and again, you might have already answered that in your first question, but if there's more to share, share. When push came to shove, what was it that got you to actually do it? Because I can hear you were noticing, like, I want to be the creator. You wanted something different, but what actually got you to make the leap? What got you to do it?
Yeah, I think it just kind of came down to being really tired, like being really exhausted with one way that my life was going and just like coming to the edge. I feel like when you kind of come to the edge, you kind of make a decision, okay, I'm going to either like stay here and keep things going the way they are, or I'm going to kind of like make a change and go someplace else. So I was watching your other interview yesterday with Amanda Moore, and like I totally agree with what she was saying. Like just being kind of like tired and sick, I had to unlearn a lot of patterns, a lot of like codependent behaviors, things like that, people pleasing behaviors, and just kind of really make a decision to empower myself and move forward in a way that I wanted to, in a way that I felt I could best serve my community, and in a way that was mostly fulfilling for myself and any incoming clients and organizations that I might help. So yeah, I think it really was push comes to shove. Like it was that kind of situation. Um, and yeah, and then I came to a decision like, let me try something new. Let me try something that's a little more me, a way that I can help using my natural talents and interests. So I went for that.
I love that. So first of all, as soon as you started sharing the exhaustion, Amanda actually joined in on this video. She's here with us now. And Amanda
Hi,
actually says,
Amanda.
yes, empower yourself. So immediately when you said you were exhausted, I was like, okay, I'm noticing a theme here. Both of my guests so far in this series, and this is only the second episode to anyone who's not aware, both of you, when push came to shove, you noticed that you were exhausted with how your life was going. And I'm hearing for you, Natalie, like you were kind of really at a crossroads where it's like, I'm going to do this thing or I'm not going to do this thing. I'm going to do this thing.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
But
And it did
also,
take work.
say that
It
again.
did take work to get there. I was saying it does take that inner work to get there, but once you kind of take that first leap, things kind of start rolling from there. So
That's what I was actually going to say. What I also heard was, while it was push come to shove and you were like, I'm going to do it, it was a process for you to get to that point.
yes, absolutely.
And to anyone listening, you know, please do your best in holding space for your process. Because some of us have a short process and we're like, yeah, let's go. And some of us it's longer. And it doesn't mean anything other than it's your process. Your critters in your head can try to make it mean a whole lot, but it just means it's your process. And why this matters is if you try to do this at a process that's not for you, I can attest to this, you'll spin out. Sometimes the nervous system's like, you know, you need to do it at your process. So thank you for speaking to that. I think it's so important.
You're welcome.
And you know, it's the pushing up against the comfort zone, right?
Yes, coming to that edge, I
Yeah,
like to
yes,
say.
the edge. So Natalie, this is a question that you may or may not have an answer to. So just answer as always what's authentic for you. I'm wanting to ask my guests what their formula, if they have one, is for living a bold life and continuing to make bold moves. And the reason why I ask that is for most of us who have really done the work to make that bold move, for most of us, it has been the thing that's gotten us out and in or up and out, you know, leveling up, right? And so for a lot of us, we realized, okay, this is going to be a lifestyle because I want to keep creating. I want to keep designing a life that's worthy of me. And so, you know, as Amanda had mentioned last week, she's just now kind of at this age getting a formula. And I know, like, as a coach, I'm always trying to work with my clients, right, to see, like, how can we create that thing, right? What's going to keep you grounded? What's going to keep you doing it? So, however, it's an authentic question for or answer for you. Do you have a formula of sorts or anything that helps you keep this as a lifestyle?
Mhm. Yeah. I think for me, what helps me keep that momentum is just saying yes to whatever opportunity comes my way that resonates with me. So anything that feels really, really good for me to say yes to, that helps me move forward toward my goals, like I will work on saying yes to as many of those opportunities as possible. So, for instance, like if I have a goal, I don't know, like public speaking or something like that, like I will say yes to opportunities, or I'll join organizations that pop up, things that come my way. I'll do my best to say yes to just about every opportunity that comes my way. Everything that feels right in my gut to say yes to, I will. And then the second part of that formula, I believe, is not only self-care, which people talk about that a lot, but also community care, which is a
Mhm.
concept that I love to learn more and more about and talk to my clients about. And that's just connecting with people in your community, people who are actually very, very supportive, just like fostering that connection, that service to each other. I think those three things really kind of make the formula for just continuing to make bold moves in your life. So,
Yeah. So what I love is you probably remember from Amanda's video, self-care was there for her as well. And everyone got to hear my small like tirade for self-care in the last one. I love community care because what I'm present to is it's a form of self-care, right? But when you say
mhm.
community care, I just imagine all these people rushing to hold you up and walk with you and be there for you. And what we know in the field of coaching is it's about holding people up and getting up under them. So if they fall, you catch them and they're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Let me get up and keep going. And what I really love, the first one you had said, Natalie, you said self-care, community self-care. Oh, the first one was yes. And what I really want everyone to hear, because our brains sometimes hear things differently, It's not about saying yes, y'all, to everything. Saying yes to everything will leave you boundaryless and burnt out. It's
Hmm.
about saying yes to what aligns with you and your passion, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Like, yeah, I would say just about everything that resonates with you. Like, what resonates with you to say yes to, like, go for it. If you're like, oh, this is a really, really great opportunity, or I would love to learn from this, it's okay to join in with that. It's okay to learn about what's out there. And yeah, of course, take care of yourself in between. Of course, like, go by your gradient, go a little closer toward the edge of your comfort zone. But yeah, just saying yes, taking care of yourself in the process for sure, and taking care of others and being supported by others in the process. Just all comes together. Yeah.
I love that. And I love how you specified it, because I definitely had some moments in my life and business where my own coach was like, what are all these things you said yes for? They have nothing to do with anything you're up to or that you want to be up to. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. I got a little carried away with my yes. So sometimes we need people to reel us in, don't we?
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I love that. And I'm over here thinking like I can't wait as these episodes keep going to see how many commonalities all of you have, because it's my thinking that there's probably going to be quite a few. Um, so Natalie, what I also really want to let the listeners hear is, for many of us, that bold move that we're going to be talking about in the series, it's the pivotal move. It's that thing where we know life is different. Life wouldn't be the way it is now had we not done it. And so we know there's an impact if we don't do it, and there's an impact if we do it. So for you, if you didn't make that bold move to say, this career path is not mine, it's been given to me. Wow, I found the love of my life. I'm going to leave the city and go to the farm. I'm not a farm girl, I'm a city girl, but I'm going to do it. If you didn't make that bold move, where do you think you'd be right now?
I mean, I think I would be okay, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be satisfied with my decisions, I feel. I think that I would still be probably exhausted, just like not living the lifestyle that I wanted, not really creating things the way I wanted, not really serving in the way that really speaks to me and comes through me to others in a certain way. So I think I would be living a completely different life. I'm very, very happy with the decisions I've made. I'm really, really happy where I am right now. So I'm just grateful every day for the way that my life looks and the way that I get to be with others and show up with other people. Yeah, that's how that goes.
And I love that you said I would be okay. Because what I also really want to get all the listeners to hear is, you get to live your life however you want. And if you're not going to be making bold moves, it's actually, oh, you're getting some love in the chat, Natalie.
Thanks. Thanks, Liz.
It's okay. When I started coaching, I remember fluttering around and being like, don't you want like the most amazing life ever, and like this and that? And a few people were like, actually I don't, I'm good. And I'm like, oh, touche, you checked me, thank you for checking me. um because it would have been okay, right? But you knew you wanted more, and you knew you didn't want to be exhausted, and you knew you did want to serve in a bigger way. So now you get to go about your life not looking back and wondering, what if I would have done that? You get to serve in ways that keep expanding, and it's such a pleasure to watch. And you get to have energy.
Yes, thank you. Thank you
And
so much, Jen.
and you all, like I said, for anyone who maybe came in later, I've known Natalie and gotten the privilege and honor of supporting her for about 4 years now. And there would have been a time where this woman and we would not be doing this video together. You are one of the most transformed humans I've ever gotten to witness. And again, the cool thing is, there was nothing wrong to begin with. You're just so much more you. It's incredible.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I feel like this has really allowed me to show up with people in really honest and authentic ways. And yeah, before I would have been like a little too afraid to put myself on display in this manner, but it feels so good to just show up this way and talk to you and just share with everyone in the chat and beyond and getting so much love from everyone. Thank you.
And so for anyone who's listening, if you're a business owner or whatever you are, if you're sitting there thinking like, oh, videos terrify me too, take this out. Like these things are intended for you to take out, to be inspired, to be empowered, to see that there is infinite possibility and there is no difference between anyone watching and anyone here. It's just a lot of us have made the choice and saying, let's do this. So yeah, I love that. And I love these. We're right at 20 minutes now. So it's okay if we go over a little bit. We went over last week because Amanda and I have known each other for 20 years, so we got into more. But I love the fact that these can be digestible and fit into people's full lives. And so, Natalie, you are such a divine being of wisdom. Same as Amanda last week. And so it may be challenging for you if you have to think of just one piece of advice to share. But whatever is just in your heart in this moment, maybe it was something that you heard back then that helped you. Maybe it's something you know that you need to keep hearing. But what would you like to just impart on our listeners who are live and who are catching the playback?
Yes, I have a couple things. So the first one is just kind of like this quote that I kind of ring around in my head from time to time that goes like, do it afraid, do it afraid. And that's just like an unknown quote. And that's kind of similar to the quote, feel the fear and do it anyway. Like sometimes when we're coming to the edge of our comfort zone, we get a little nervous sometimes. We get kind of keyed up. So it's okay to do things that you feel a little fearful of. Now, if it's like a deep gut feeling where you're like, no, this is not really right or safe for me, then totally honor that. It's completely intuitive. But if you know it's really just a fearful blockage for you, it's okay to just go ahead and take that chance. Learn as much about the thing, do as much research, and then take massive action. I feel like that's a big part of what's helped me so far. And then
But
just
before you share the second piece, Natalie, may I interject on that for people?
yes, yes.
So you all, what Natalie said is super, super, super important, and I want you to hear it. When you sense that it is like a rational fear, like
Mm-hmm.
they're all gonna laugh at me or I'm gonna look silly, like that is something where do it anyway. However, if this is fear that makes you feel unsafe because you suspect trauma is being triggered, it's a different story. It's super important to, one, determine if you don't know how to make yourself safe in your body, find a professional who can. But anyone who is making these bold moves and moving forward, if you are re-triggering trauma, you must work with that as you're
Mm-hmm.
moving forward. That can spin your system out like nothing. I've had it happen to myself. And it's why I like to support people in that area because I know how to work with trauma. So I'm so happy you said that. Thank you for saying that. There's a big
Thank
difference.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then there's a quote by Jim Rohn, I believe, that goes something like, design your own life plan. If not, someone else will make a plan for you or you'll fall into somebody else's plan. I love that quote because I believe that, the world will make a plan for you. So it's up to us to kind of stand for ourselves, stand for our communities, our purpose, our lifestyle, and design our lives for ourselves.
Yeah, I love that. And y'all, and Natalie and I actually graduated from the same coaching and leadership program, and that is one of the taglines is life by design. And it is true. How many people do you see in jobs where they're like, how did I get here? How did I get all these like things. Why do I live here? Did I want to get married? Did I want kids? Like we have been programmed from birth to kind of live a certain way. And gosh, even for some of us who are like not going to get married, not going to have kids, like even things like that can feel like it's going against the grain and making a bold move. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Natalie, I had so much fun with you. It was
Thank you.
such an honor to get to share you with the listeners who are here, to all of the many people that are going to see this. So for anyone who may not have caught the beginning, I'm going to be posting this under my IG, and Shannon made it at the end too. Shannon, I know you wanted to see this as well, my love. So I'm going to put this under the IGTV tab so that you can watch, and anyone, you can watch it if you need to be re-inspired. You can share it with someone if they need to hear this message. And I'm also going to be providing Natalie a link for YouTube, and you can share that with whatever. But y'all, please do share if anyone needs to see it. It is a time now where we need to show up in our light and in our authenticity, and support the planet and support each other. And F the highlight reel is my thought. Like, let's have real conversations and talk about what it took for you to even display the highlight reel, right? That's where the work is happening.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Thank you,
y'all,
Jen.
this woman does the work. And again, this is Natalie Justinien of Creole Coach, and her Instagram name is under that. So follow her if you want some great content. And yes, we'll close down now. Everyone who knows me knows, like, yeah, Jen said 20 minutes. We know these are always going to probably be about 25. But thank you to those of you who were here and holding space. And if you're watching the playback, thank you for being here. And so much love to all of you on the journey.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. So much love, and have a beautiful rest of your morning, night, day, whatever time it is. And we will see you very soon. I'll see you soon, Natalie. I love you, sister.
See you soon. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.